happened this weekend here in LA. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. I'd like to get, first of all, just your overall thoughts about the fight.
My unbiased opinion, taking myself out of the equation. So I'm going to give you a boxing pugilist answer. Stylistically, the fight was crap. Stylistically, because, it was sloppy. It was a little, wild, too awkward styles. That's the hardcore answer. But on entertainment value, it was awesome. It was great because, it was two big guys that were swinging for the fences, and one guy couldn't quite hit the home run. The other guy was trying to use his boxing ability, and it was the boxer versus a puncher with no boxing ability. So it was a fun, entertaining fight, but stylistically, it was like, what the hell? These guys really been in the gym for how many years? But it was a win for boxing. It was a win for heavyweight division. It was a win for American, pay-per-view. So, from 1 out of 10, I give it an 8, which is great. And the pay-per-view numbers have still officially now have come out. It's over 300,000. I think over 20 million, which is awesome. So I'm happy for those guys. But when they fight me, I'm putting them in the dirt, so it's coming.
We definitely want to see either one or both of them against you. Now, before we get into that future fight against you, we have a divided group of boxing fans and experts that some saw Wilder win, others Fury. Some are very happy with the draw. Who did you think won, or are you okay with the draw?
Yeah, I'm happy with the draw. The reason, if you do it from a point system, which boxing is based off of points, is I gave Deontay the second round, and you can still argue that you give him a round there before the 8th round, and there's your 2 rounds. You knock him down twice, there goes your 4 rounds. So you can say 6 rounds is a draw. You know what I mean? One judge had it 115-111 for Deontay. I don't know what fight he was watching, but you can either give Tyson a round extra for the win, but the 2 knockdowns, is in Deontay's favor. So I'm happy with the draw, and that's the heavyweight division. At any point, a big punch can land and can put you on your behind. And Tyson Fury knows that. If he would have stayed focused the last 3 minutes of that fight, he would have won the fight. But them 2 knockdowns cost him the fight.
I know you want to fight them, but before they eventually could fight you, would you like to see a rematch between them?
Oh, yeah, I think a rematch is definitely worthy of a rematch. I think the fight lived up to the first hype, and I think it definitely is a rematch. And I think AJ's happy with the rematch. He gets to stay away from those guys for another 6 months to a year, and he can fight some chromies and make some money without fighting anybody. But there's so many names that I think the English fans really want to see. The Povetkin fight wasn't sold out, and the last fight before that wasn't sold out either. They sold big numbers, big in other places, but it still wasn't sold out arena as usual, because I think the English fans want to see more competitive fights with more bigger names. And there's only 2-3 names at the top of the heat pile, which is me, Dylan White, Deontay, and now Tyson Fury's back in the game.
Now, speaking of Anthony Joshua, do you think that he needs to come over to the U.S. to really be the top name that he is in the U.K., but I guess, in the world?
I mean, the heavyweight division is bumping, but you can't be a real world champion if you're fighting in one spot. Lennox fought in America. Other heavyweight champions have fought in UK. So he has to come to American soil at some point. But like I said, there's certain stipulations that he's going to have to abide by when he comes to America, that he can get away with England, that he won't be able to get away here. And, we'll see if AJ, finally, puts that belt on the line and comes over here. They say I'm the perfect opponent, but he ain't no rush to fight me. And any minute he says my name, it's a 5 or 10-second conversation, and he switches it. Only when I said I want to take his mom on a date, that's the only time he stayed on my name longer than 10 seconds. So I don't know, So I poke fun at him just to get a reaction out of him. But when that day come, I'm gonna beat him into a pulp.
Well, you gotta say something else. Okay, you want to take his mom out to a date? What else? You gotta provoke him a little bit more. Then.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it's not about me right now per se on that topic. But I go back to the drawing table and think of what lines can I come up with next. But right now, I'm kind of giving him free space right now, and kind of focus on a different path until that time comes up again.
With the fight with Wilder Fury, I think after the fight, at the post fight, I overheard a lot of boxing experts were talking about how they want to see excuse me, they want to see the rematch between them, and that kind of took Anthony Joshua out of the equation. Before that fight, it was like the winner fights Anthony Joshua, but now it was they weren't really interested in that fight, and it's kind of like related to what you were saying, that Anthony Joshua's just going to stay back. How do you see him fitting into all of this?
I mean, he was trying to be the golden boy and not fight who, and I'm giving this and I'm giving that, but it shows you that the heavyweight division can still thrive without an Anthony Joshua. Remember, Anthony Joshua came out of nowhere in the last like 2 years and blew up to be the superstar with great promotion and marketing in the UK. But like I said before, you can do that with a couple other heavyweights too, like myself. You know what I'm saying? I just been with the DAZN now, and my stock has just risen in the last 2 or 3 fights. And I feel like once I touch UK, and hopefully I fight a top 5 or 10 contender over there, like a Derek Chisora or Dylan White, my stock will go up through the roof as well too, because I talk better looking, and I fight more aggressive than any one of these guys. So, like I said before, you know, the proof is in the pudding. When you have a great marketing team behind you, anything is possible. That's what they did with AJ. You do that with me, sky's the limits.